All right, thank you, Megan. Okay, we're live here. We're watching the CNL Excavating versus Blizzard men's final at the Riverside Classic. How does this work? I'm learning the ropes here. I'm gonna go up to the booth. You're well. If you want to do color, anyone's welcome to come up and do color. The stream quality will improve when I sit down in a moment here. All right, here we go. We are 59 seconds into the game. It is 0-0. These two teams have battled through, tooth and nail through the bracket. Neither of them has actually lost thus far, and we're here in the finals. We got Jake Wolfert winning the draw. Back to Guy, who takes a shot. It is blocked by CNL. They block a lot of shots. There's Austin Magnuson up to Christian at the point. Fires a good pass across over to Michael, walks middle, shoots, and just misses wide. Here's Norm up to Colin. We got a 2-on-2 the other way. A little hesitation at the blue line. Colin spins. Still looking for open ice. Taken down. No penalty from the referees. I think that's a good no call, and Blizzard cleared the zone. I probably should know everyone's name out here, but I do not. So I'll have to call a few people by their numbers. And I hope they don't take that as a sign of disrespect. All right, Megan told me I should add a caption to this so people know what's going on. But I don't see how to do that on my phone. Just type. All right, face-off won by CNL. Sheila controls. Chang back to Laterno, finds Turfa by the Blizzard bench. We are 3-on-3 into the zone. Charlie Mitchell gets the zone and he'll regroup. Back to Laterno at the top. Over to Chang on the boards, guarded by Tebow, to Turfa in the corner. CNL looking to cycle here. Finds Sheila in the middle. She's got a chance to shoot. Dishes to Turfa instead. It's poked by James. He does have a long reach. This is the top line for CNL out here. Blizzard's just going to clear the zone. I think that's a wise play. Some pressure from Luke of the Blizzard, Luke Snell. Forces a turnover. This is James. I don't have a last name for him. Crosses over to Jake Stein. He's dangerous from anywhere. Tees it up from the corner. Blocked by Laterno, and he'll play to Charlie Mitchell. Mitchell flips Yar. He's Yar Bryn running through Sam Johnson. He's a freight train when he gets going, and he'll win the ball in the corner for CNL as they take a change. Yar with a rocket from a low angle. Good save there by Jeff Dale. Sam Johnson now controls behind the net. Fakes middle, dishes to Zach Lee, a normal MedX player, picking up with Blizzard for this tournament. CNL went the honorable route and didn't pick up any MedX, Kelly Lake, or Legion players, so if we have neutral fans out there, that could be a reason to root for CNL. No ringers on that team. Tebow behind the net. Blizzard trying to reset their breakout here. Marcus applying light pressure to Tebow, trying to take away that forehand out of the zone. He's going to rim it around the boards. Colin Barrett stops the pass before it gets to Zach Lee, but Stein finds Lee anyway. And Lee's going to reset again. No reason to rush here for Blizzard. 2-2, 11:27 remaining in the first half. Lee just surveys. Blizzard's taking a change. He's got Canute here. Back to Lee. We'll reset again. Over to Guy. Now Blizzard finally getting out. A flip from Guy up for Johnson. CNL gets the ball. And they're going the other way, 3-on-2. Oh, that is a tough offsides for CNL. Not what you want to see in that situation from the white team here. Really want to get at least a shot off on that 3-on-2. So we'll reset. 11:04 here in the first period of the Riverside Classic men's final. CNL Excavating versus Blizzard. Both teams undefeated to this point. Not really any scares for either of these teams either, I think. Maybe Blizzard had one on Friday, but they're generally comfortable. That's a good bull rush there from Jake Walfert on a flip from Guy. Blizzard's going to control in their zone, but they didn't get a shot off. Christian handling it around Charlie Mitchell, who gives him a shoulder. Back to Austin Magnuson. Yar to Mitchell. A heck of a back check here from Austin. People all over him. A lot of blue jerseys over there, but he swings it across to Yar, who fakes the backhander. He's going to try to spin and shoot on his forehand. Michael with a great poke, and here's speed the other way for Blizzard. This is the fast line, 3-on-2, 4-on-2 if Christian gets in the rush. Over to Austin, a shot just wide, kind of trickled. I think Nate had the angle on that anyway. Walford's got the hardest shot on certainly these two teams, but puts it in the netting, and it is a whistle, and it's going to come outside the zone all the way back by the Blizzard blue line here. We got the second line for CNL playing, I don't know what the Blizzard lines are, so this could be anybody. Second line against the Blizzard line, clean face-off win for Norm. A flip in the zone onto Jeff Dale. The ball's going to be played behind the corner, risky there. 2 white jerseys on that blue jersey. Marcus is going to win it with help from Ben. Marcus wheeling, we know he's got a dangerous backhand, finds Norm, he's going to tee it up, but Zach Tebow is one of the best shot blockers in the game, forces that one wide. Marcus tries to feather one in, and now it's 3-on-2 for Blizzard, speed the other way here. Stein over to Snell, Stein crashing the net, he's got James in the middle, Snell's going to shoot it off the head of the CNL defender. Ooh, maybe a takedown there from Marcus, but a no call from the officials, and CNL are winning possession and on the breakout after they finish regrouping here. A flip, what a run. Great zone entry there for CNL. He's got Marcus open in the middle, guarded by Canute, a one-timer blocked. James, guarded by a bunch of CNL players. He'll try to make a run, doesn't get the zone, I believe. Yeah, he thinks he did, but he wasn't close there. Here's Snell, walks up, again, a bunch of CNL around him. He should just get this deep, and he does, and takes a change. Great play there from number 57. CNL has numbers here low as Blizzard changes, but turn it over to Tebow. Tebow to Johnson. Johnson has Lee crashing backdoor, takes the shot, it's up in the netting. Lee can't win the ball from Revels, who tries to clear, but Christian keeps it in. A spin there around Yar. Good play at the blue line there. Brave play from the Blizzard defender. Holds it in and gets him a scoring chance. Here's Guy to Johnson in the corner. CNL in their trademark park the bus formation in front of the net. Not really trying to apply any pressure on the outside, just blocking shots here. They do win the ball though. Here's a long ball attempt here. We got Turfer running. His broom was up there. I don't know how far. Someone can rewind and tell me if it was high, but Tito lets it go. Kind of ended up being a non-chance there for CNL after the questionable high broom from Sam Turfa. Blizzard regroups calmly the other direction. Here's Sam. He's got speed, certainly on probably almost anyone on CNL. Uses it there to get in the zone pretty easily. There's Canute at the point. Swings it over. Can he keep this one in? I think he did. I think that's a good call there from Tito. But Blizzard's still in trouble here at their own red. A good play from Yar and Charlie to get that out of the zone. Magnuson now with it. He's got the zone. Lee changes. Needs to buy some time. Finds Stein on a run. That's a good hammer from Stein. Way to make something out of nothing there from Magnuson and Stein. Just finding him in open ice, and Stein on the run takes a good shot on net. Freed makes the save right on the CNL logo on his chest. Here's Sheila, looking like she might take the face-off, but retreating back to her normal defensive position. Got Walfert versus Barrett in the draw. Two former Chiefs from last year going at it on different teams this time. Barrett with the win. Sheila controls behind the net for CNL. Sheila's going to flip that up, but not out. Held in by Tebow. And we're going to see here Blizzard set up. CNL probably pack it in as normal. Oh, a good steal from Marcus. off a Magnuson pass intended for Canute. And CNL will control and give it to Freed. He's one of the best in the game at playing the ball from the goaltender position. And CNL happy to let him work here. 6:34 left in the first half. 0-0. Riverside men's championship. Blizzard versus CNL Excavating. Austin has Jake for a second, missed him. Hits him. That is a good offsides call from Nygaard. Michael went just a little bit early. Not really his fault. I think there's an extra touch there from Walford at the blue that forced or made the timing sort of a little bit off for the Blizzard on their own entry. Walford will stay here. The rest of Blizzard changes. Fresh at least 4, maybe 5 for CNL coming on. CNL on a shorter bench. They only have 5 on the bench. 6, I guess. We have injury update. I don't know if an injury. Sam Turfa walking to the locker room right now. That could be trouble for CNL. We'll just have to monitor that and see if he comes back. But CNL with Turfa only has 6 on the bench. Blizzard has 7 guys. So pretty even, but Blizzard being probably the better more in shape team, that's an advantage for them, and it's something to monitor as we go late into this game. Oh, what a play from Norm. Finds Charlie Mitchell on the run out of the zone. Charlie gets around Christian. He's got a wrister. He'll try high. Norm, what a save from Jeff Dale. Slides over, gets it with the blocker. A good pass from Charlie, though. I know he's got that top shelf wrister from that spot in his bag. I'm a little bit surprised to see him choose the pass on that play. A good flip entry from Walford to James in the corner. James, a breakout player to watch this year. A lot of speed, a lot of strength, a lot of power on the shot. Could have a big season here for Blizzard, and either his first or second season with their A roster. A product of the Blizzard farm system, which plays in the Blaine Broomball League on Thursday nights. Only team that I know of that has an A squad and a B squad, a developmental system, and you can tell by their results recently at the A level that it's paying dividends for him, and James a big part of that. Tito encouraging CNL to hurry up. You know he wants to get out of here tonight. He's had a long weekend, reffed a lot of games. A clean win for Barrett. He's been good on the draws today. A lot of wins for him. Gets it back to Sheila, who goes back to Barrett on the wall. Pressured by Stein, he'll chase him behind the net, where he finds safety. CNL, also not in a hurry here, finds Freed. We've talked about him already. A great passer from the goaltender position. He'll look at Marcus on a run here, one-on-one. It's a good speed matchup for Marcus. Misreads it, and Blizzard's going to play it safely behind their own net, while Sam Johnson will control. Pressured now by Barrett. Finds Stein on the half wall, who's going to chip it out for Tebow, and we've got maybe a 2-on-1 here. A good back check from CNL turns it to 2-on-2, but a hand pass across to Lee. Good save from Freed. Nice dangerous chance there from Blizzard, but Freed does a good job of controlling that and making it, at the end not an overly dangerous shot. Tebow, hard pass over to Stein, has trouble handling it, but regroups. This is a good line out for Blizzard. A lot of scorers here. Here's Lee on the wall. Passes in the middle. What a pass. Did that go? It must have, right? Yeah. That's a goal trot for Stein. It's not a goal trot. What a save from Freed. That's elite level passing from Zach Lee. Stein finding space in the middle on a run. Lee puts it right on his broom. And Stein is absolutely robbed by Nate Freed on the doorstep. Big save there from CNL. Keeps this a knotted game. 0-0, 3:48 remaining in the first half. It's been a little bit more Blizzard than CNL, but both teams have had chances. Tito looked like he wanted to blow that one. I think both players probably hit that a little bit before it hit the ice. Thing to note for fans at home, Sam Turfa, number 13, is back. He had gone to the locker room momentarily. That's just been an equipment adjustment. Was making a run there, but the CNL defender missed him on the chip out of the zone. Another face-off win for Charlie Mitchell. He's good in the dot as well. CNL controls, but light pressure from Magnuson, gives up on it, and now CNL has a chance for a rush. Good move, good legs there from number 20 on CNL. Finds Turfa on the entry, but he is swarmed by 2 Blizzard players. Charlie Mitchell wants a call, but there's nothing there. That's just a clean play. It looked like Turfa blew a tire. Here's Guy to Christian. Christian looking for a long one. Turfa gets a stick on it, but it bounces directly to Michael. And Michael finds Stein. We've seen him shoot. You know he can do it from anywhere. Decides not to tee that one up, but now walks middle. Thinks about it again. Thinks no again. Finds Guy. Send it to the corner, and Stein scores! What a fascinating goal from Blizzard. Stein passes up 2 shots, finds Guy wide open, who misses the net by a fair bit, but the ball bounces out right to the feet of another Blizzard player. But Stein swings at it anyway and kind of bounces it through the legs of, or near the legs at least, of Nate Freed into the back of the net. And it is 1-0 Blizzard with 2:41 remaining in the first half here of the Riverside Classic final. How many times have we seen that from Stein over the years, where little guy, not a lot of weight behind his shot, but he's just must have incredible core strength to get as much on it as he does, and he just buries that through the body, really, of Nate Freed to put Blizzard on the board from kind of a low angle. Could be a 3-on-2 here from Blizzard. Marcus backchecks Snell, turns into a 3-on-3, and Blizzard plays it harmlessly to the corner where they'll set up their forecheck, and CL will start thinking about trying to break out. Letourneau, safe behind his own net. He's got a defender or a offender on either side. Freed comes out now, and CNL will try to break out. Essentially 6-on-5 here. We'll see if Blizzard applies any pressure to the goaltender. Not a huge reason for them to in this situation, up a goal here. But that's another good ball from Freed. Barrett waits wisely at the blue line, stays on sides, and finds Marcus, and CNL set up in the zone, although there's a little trouble near the ball. They're outnumbered. They're 2-on-3. We see if they can get it to safety. They do. Letourneau finds Chang, who's down low, pokes it out to Ben. I don't know Ben's last name, but honestly, there's a few names I'm learning here. That's an errant pass from Barrett out of Sheila Chang's reach, and this is not an icing, but a CNL own pass back to the zone, and they'll try to break out with Freed again. 1 minute, just over a minute, minute 8 left in this period here. Freed fakes the pass. Blizzard, again, no reason to pressure Freed up a goal. Happy to let CNL take their time trying to find this breakout. Barrett wins the ball on the boards, cuts middle. Lee blows a tire. It's an opportunity for CNL. Lee recovers well on that, though. Sorry, camera got a little high up there. I'm trying to multitask. It's not going super well in terms of camera placement and commentary here. Tebow finds Johnson on the half wall. Blizzard not looking like they want to do anything with the 25 seconds that remain in this half, and probably going to contend to maybe shoot for a breakaway with like 10 seconds left or something. Tebow finds Wolfert, though. Marcus with a hard back check. Wolfert going to get the blue and dump it. Here's Freed thinking about it. Good pressure from Johnson to take any sort of thought of trying to score a goal at the end of this half away for CNL on a rush. Barrett goes behind the net to Freed, bounces it on his stick a couple times, and that is 1 half in the books. Blizzard 1, CNL Excavating 0, as we move into the second and final half of this game and the Riverside Classic Broomball Tournament this weekend. All right, second half beginning. Riverside Classic Men's Championship game. Blizzard in blue, CNL Excavating in white. Blizzard leads 1-0 as we start the second half. It's going to be Lee, Stein, and Johnson up front for Blizzard, with Guy and Christian on defense. Turfa, Mitchell, Bryn up front for the CNL Excavating, with 2 defenders for them as well. We have Jeff Dale in net for Blizzard, Nate Freed for CNL Excavating. Oh, what a save from Jeff. Hadn't even got to the game commentary yet, but CNL had the ball behind the net with Charlie Mitchell. Turfa crashed. He's so dangerous in that area right in front, but he couldn't finish. Jeff Dale slides over, gets a paw on it, and keeps the ball out of the net. Stein with a win on the face-off. Charlie Mitchell been very good in the draw today, but not that time. He runs away from Mitchell. Doesn't have a ton of help. Throws it to safety behind the net, where Christian is pressured by Turfa. Gets it up to Stein. Stein's got wheels, but elects to just kick it up to Lee on the rush. Lee in the corner. That's a great pass from Jake Stein with his foot to Zach Lee, one of the best ball handlers in the game, who twists out of pressure in the corner. Finds someone, I believe it was Guy, who threw it on net for Blizzard. And we have a face-off coming to the left side of Nate Freed here. To the right side of Nate Freed, excuse me. Where Gary Nygaard will drop the ball. And it looks like Jake Walford and Colin Barrett will once again do battle on the face-off dot. This one won again by Barrett. He's 2-0, I believe, against Walford. Or at least in the ones I've been paying attention to. But Blizzard might end up winning this ball, even though Barrett gets got the draw almost. But Barrett swoops in to save the day, and CNL is going to find their goaltender, Nate Freed, and work on their breakout here. Freed casually trotting in front of the net, winds up the big one. That might have hit Tito, I'm not sure, or just took a weird spin bounce off the boards. Either way, CNL has the ball here. Again, no harm, no foul. They weren't going to get anything particularly dangerous out of that, and that wasn't going to be a breakaway. Freed's going to try again here for Norm. That one out of reach. Canute's going to possess for Blizzard. Retreating maybe behind his own net, at least behind his own goal line. Yep, behind the net. Very stagnant right now. Blizzard and CNL, nobody doing a lot of movement. Finds Tebow. He's a mover and a shaker. Gets it up to Michael. Chips it by Letourneau. Good play from him. He's got the wheels right now. He's going to run, try to drop it to Walford, and it's going to turn into a 2-on-2 the other way for CNL. Canute stands strong at the blue line, forces a turnover, and Tebow chips it out. Here's Magnuson controlling, tries to walk middle, gets Barrett to bite and passes to Walford. That's too many on. That's got to be a whistle. That was too many bats on the stick for Colin. That should be blown dead. CNL on a slow, lazy change. Blizzard can't take advantage as Walford just spins harmlessly in the neutral zone. He'll pass it back to Tebow and take a shift. Tebow off the boards. That's a good breakout pass for Michael. Michael is offsides, I believe. There's a good play to chip it around the CNL defender. I think Freed might have won it in the corner, but anyway. But regardless, it'll be a face-off just outside the CNL end of the rink. Here on the blue line, Stein versus Mitchell. Stein won the last one. Mitchell, not one to lose 2 in a row. Takes that one back. CNL controls. Freed looking to wind up a big one again. No, goes to Rebels. He'll take the big one. Long pass out of the zone to a typical defender for CNL, who's out at the red. Chips it in, but Stein controls here for Blizzard. If I can turn the camera far enough to see him. Yar marking Christian, who's behind the net with the ball. We have Guy marked by Turfer in the far corner. Snell making a run across unmarked towards his own bench. Let's see if he'll change. Nope, he's just heading that way. He's coming back in the middle. Here's Snell. Open. Found him. Good pass from Christian. Mitchell, a big, strong man. He wins a lot of boards battles, and he gets another one right there. Rebels behind the net. Yar chasing Christian. Can't win the ball, and Blizzard sets up again. This is fine for Blizzard. They're not in a hurry. They're up a goal. Stein's going to try it off the glass to James. James back to Guy. Guy walks middle, great play. A little 3-on-2 developing for Blizzard through the defender's legs, I should say, to Lee in the corner, who relieved pressure, finds low to high to Christian, walks the line a little bit, finds Jake on the far blue. He'll hammer it. He's got a shot. Our goal scorer this game is Jake Stein. Took another one there, but it was blocked by Mitchell, and now a rush for CNL. Oh, light push there from Christian on the back of Turfa. Turfa, a man of honor, doesn't try to sell that at all, and there's no penalty. That's a great zone entry, finds Walford. He's got a hammer, shoots! Good challenge from Nate Freed. Takes it off the right shoulder, and it's a save, but that was a dangerous chance for Blizzard. Could have easily put some insurance on their 1-0 lead right now. We're approaching 10 minutes and 29 seconds, I believe, left here in the second half. Blizzard leads 1-0 of this 2025 Riverside Classic Men's Championship game. Lee has two guys on him, drops it back to the point for Tebow, who'll find Walford in the corner on Chang. That's a good matchup size-wise for the Blizzard, for sure. Walford probably curls about as much as Chang weighs. Johnson controls on the corner. He'll flip it over for Tebow. Pressure from Norm. Tebow's going to win that, though. It's a well-placed pass. We have the Walford-Chang matchup in the corner again. This time, Chang passes it out of two Blizzard players. Great play, and the rush is on for CNL. Norm finds Turfa on the far side. Turfa walking in against Knut. Puts the ball just out of reach. Fires it from the corner. No angle there. Ends up going off the side of the net, but up high near where it could have been a very pretty goal. If it was about 18 inches to the right, I think is that direction. Blizzard changing, but here's defenseman Zach Tebow on the rush against Revels in the corner. Good play from number 3 to find number 20, and they're on the rush now with one of Blizzard's best defenders way behind the play. It's a good idea from Colin. Nygaard's going to call him off. I can't be certain. I know it wasn't what Colin wanted to do. He was trying to just leave that just over the line for, I believe that was Marcus overlapping him. It's just a little bit of a heavy-handed touch, and the ball doesn't cross the blue. Stays on the line, and that turns into an offsides face-off just outside the Blizzard zone. Barrett going against Stein. Barrett with another win. Chang's going to chip it in and go in on the forecheck against Guy. He has a man open. It's Austin Magnuson. It's a perfect breakout pass. 3-on-3 here, Blizzard. Austin looks in the middle for Michael. He wasn't running. A chance to be dangerous there for Blizzard. A great breakout started by the pass from Guy to Magnuson. Yar strong on the ball. Fires and scores. I am sorry that the left side of my screen did not have the net in play, but that was a beauty from Yar Bryn. Wins a loose ball, takes about 2 steps, lets it go from 6 feet inside the blue line. High glove, maybe 12 inches under the crossbar and maybe 18 inches in from the right post. I think Jeff saw it all the way. It was just a great shot. It was hard. He got it off fast, and CNL has tied this game here with 8.5 minutes to play in the second half. Blizzard versus CNL, Riverside Classic Championship. But a 3-on-2 developing for Blizzard here. James, he's got a big shot of his own. He'll take the backhand. That one wasn't as hard as we've seen him shoot. Kind of off balance there, ended up bouncing. Tebow now at the point for Blizzard. He has scored a number of goals this tournament from the point. Passes over to Knut, who shoots, and it finds Walford on the half wall. He'll center it. A swing for Snell, a good idea. Just doesn't connect there. James in the corner fires one right across the slot on the ice. If someone was there, it would have been a very potent ball to tip in. Mitchell on a run. 3 or 4 Blizzard guys around him. They can't get the ball. Mitchell just spinning, waiting for his team to show up. Passes it back to Rebels. Great individual effort there from Charlie Mitchell to get CNL in the zone. Let's see what they can do with it. Passes over number 20. I should know his name. All he is number 20 with the Chiefs pants to me, though. Fires it in the corner. It's a Blizzard ball. Knut blocked by Ben. This is a number situation for CNL. Turfa can finish from there for sure. Great shot blocked by Zach Tebow. Stays square with Turfa. definitely affected that shot as well, forcing it wide of the net. Shot from Rebels. Rebound controlled here by Lee. Turfa on his knees trying to make that steal, but can't do it. Lee too strong. Passes it up to Stein, the goal scorer for Blizzard. Walks by number 20 into the corner. It's not a dangerous spot on the ice, but it's Jake Stein. He's dangerous from anywhere. You got to pay attention to him. He already scored a goal from that angle today. Stein in the corner again. He's got Lee up top, unpressured. Lee with a ton of time. A lane to shoot. There it is. A big full swing from Zach Lee, normally known for his slapper. Winds it up with the hands together, puts a good look on. A hard shot just off the post, finding a Blizzard jersey. You love to see it from number 4. Then finds Sam Johnson. Takes a little one-timer, brought his sand wedge though, and he chips it over the net. No harm though, Blizzard wins the ball. Guy can shoot from the middle. Good walk. Received the pass in motion. Stein diving at it. Kind of a weird play. Became dangerous from Blizzard out of really nowhere. Stein still with the ball. Spins and fires to the corner where Johnson controls. The CNL line is tired. The Blizzard line's been out there as well for a long time, but they're looking fresh. Buzzing here in the zone. Great opportunity for Blizzard here to win, or not to win, but to take the lead. Lee misses a spinning backhand there. That's a really dangerous shot from him. Johnson again with a one-timer, just a little bit high. Now Yar, a flip. Colin, does he have the legs left to make a play here? Sam Johnson wisely doesn't take Colin down, but that could have easily been a trip if he tried to make contact. Really good D there from Johnson. Gets Barrett to hesitate on the shot. Buys time for the rest of his guys to get back there. Yard with a wrister, one of the hardest wristers in the game. CNL suddenly with some life here after a very defensive shift for them. Letourneau down low, normally a point player. We're seeing some rotation here from CL. Yar slides it across. Turf is going to one-time it just over the net, maybe a little wide too. Yar hard on the forecheck. But Johnson comes away with the ball, chips it past Letourneau. He's going to be 1-on-3, but he's got speed. Let's see what he can do. Is he going to come away with the ball in the end? No, but a valiant effort from Johnson gives the rest of Blizzard 4 other guys a chance to change, and now he'll take a well-deserved shift after a huge back check that delayed a Barrett shot that could have been a fantastic opportunity for CNL. That's a great pass from Letourneau up to Ben. Ben's going to find Chang at the point. She's got no pressure yet, but Michael's closing in. Chang with the patented backhand to Norm, who's posting up on Walford. Any other Blizzard guy, that might work, but Walford, too big, too strong for just about anybody in the game in that situation. He's going to win that. Magnuson, the front line for Blizzard, much smaller though. This might be the smallest 3 they can put out up front. But they've got Walford back at the point, who's really able to cover up for size disadvantages. Here's Canute looking for Magnuson in the middle, but the pass is behind, and CNL is on a lazy 2-on-2 rush. 3-on-3, 3-on-4 now. They're just going to set this one up. Nope, they're just going to turn it over. Kind of just dumped it towards the net, towards the corner. Didn't provide much pressure. Just going to make Blizzard break out into him. Tebow trying to get around him. Ben was to win that back, give Norm a chance to drive. That's going to be a call. He got tripped. But I don't know if I love the call. In my mind, he really made that happen for himself. Kind of just ran through like 2 or 3 people. I think the refs could have let that one go here in a 1-1 game with 3 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. The Blizzard penalty kill will go to work here to try and give them a chance. Give them a chance at keeping this game tied. CNL looks like a team that's about to take a timeout, if you ask me. So sit tight at home. We'll be back after 60 seconds for Station ID here on Broomball Central Live. All right, we are back. 3 minutes, 8 seconds remaining here. 1-1 Riverside Classic men's final. Blizzard just took a penalty. We've got Canute in the box. The penalty killers are Zach Lee, Jake Stein, Zach Tebow, Sam Johnson on the power play for CNL. It's Charlie Mitchell in the draw. Colin Barrett, Yar Bryn up front, Sam Turfa, Brian Letourneau manning the back end. They will control off the face-off and set up their power play. In a diamond PK here from Blizzard, CNL compressing him. Turfa fakes a shot. Got Letourneau at the top. Him and Turfa playing catch. That one was labeled for the upper right. I couldn't tell if it hit Johnson or Tebow, but one of those two defenders got a mitt on it, I believe, and knocked it aside. That's a wrister from Yar from far away. Ends up harmlessly behind the net, where Blizzard battles CNL for control. Bryn in the corner, guarded by Lee. He's got Letourneau to relieve some pressure and finds him. 1:30 remaining on the power play. Bryn surveys to Letourneau. Letourneau to Turfa. Turfa to Colin on the goal line. Colin to Turfa. Winds one, fires. That is unfortunate. Bad Dobby. He hits himself on the head. That face-off is going to come well out of the zone. Back here. No changes to either line here. Stein, Johnson, Tebow, Lee for Blizzard, Barrett, Turfa, Letourneau, Mitchell, Bryn for CNL. Stein wins the draw forward. I don't know if he meant to do that or if it just worked out for him. Walks middle. It's a one-man show. Stein versus 5 CNL players are all closer to him than his own teammates are. Eventually turns it over, but kills a solid chunk of time there. Under a minute now. 52 seconds remaining on this power play for CNL. 1:57 in the game clock. Tied 1-1. CNL enters the zone on a pass from Barrett to Mitchell. Back to Letourneau. Yar firing that wrister from anywhere right now. That one almost spelled trouble for Dale. He had ended up knocking it to the corner. Here's Turfa. He's had a couple good looks this power play. They want him shooting. Had Mitchell on the back door. What a play from CNL. And Dale juggles but hangs on. 23 seconds remaining on the power play. 1:30 on the game clock. Walford gonna come on for Stein here. See if he has any better luck in the face-off draw. Walford versus Mitchell. Two of the better face-off men in the country. Mitchell wins that one, and CNL will set up. Letourneau to Turfa, working the other side this time. Turfa usually set up on the left side. Now he's playing the right point. Barrett walks middle. He's got a shot. I don't know, maybe Walford got a stick on that. It definitely didn't come out where Barrett wanted. He was thinking top corner for sure. Blizzard, even strength now, 1 minute to play. CNL, I think, was yelling for too many. That was pretty close from Blizzard for sure. But I think the refs wisely let them play on here. We'll see if Blizzard can clear this zone and get a reset before the end of the period. Johnson tries, it's blocked by Barrett, and that's a good play from Walford. Sends it down, it'll be icing, but Blizzard is going to be very happy with that result. A good kill from Blizzard. CNL, I think, well, also, they didn't score, but I think they're going to be happy with that power play. A number of good looks, mainly off Sam Turfa's broom, one of which slid straight through Charlie Mitchell's legs. Could have been a tap-in on the back door. 39 seconds to go here. I wouldn't say this one feels destined for overtime. There have been some chances both ways. This is an exciting 39 seconds, especially if CL wins this face-off, which they do. Number 20 guarded by Magnus, and Blizzard still playing a tight box here, not expanding. Ben and Letourneau both wide open at the point and on the far side, whatever the inverse of respectively is. But Jeff Dale holds it. Tito's going to drop it again here. Mitchell versus Walford. Strong side for Walford. He's going to win this one. Michael back to Guy behind the net. CNL pinching him 2 on. They're going to win a turnover, but it falls to Blizzard. Tebow in the corner throws it around. Here's Michael battling Letourneau. Letourneau plays it to Ben. It goes off Michael's foot. All CL here since that power play, even after the whistle. That's a good hard shot from the point. 5 seconds here in the half. Doesn't look like there's going to be another chance for CNL, and we are headed to overtime. The way this works, it's going to be 3-on-3 with goalies for 5 minutes. And if there's no winner, we're going to move to 4-on-4, no goalies, until someone finally claims the 2025 Riverside Classic Championship title. It's been a good fight so far for both of these teams. Probably the first part of the game was mostly Blizzard, but C&L came on strong in the second half. Overtime, a lot of open ice, fewer players out there. My gut tells me it favors Blizzard a little bit with their speed, but C&L has a lot of strength. They're going to win some loose balls in the corner, and everybody on that team can shoot. So either team can win this game. It's well up for grabs. Blizzard going to start with an interesting, maybe people are tired, I don't know. Interesting lineup for them. They have Lee, Walford, and Johnson, 3 very solid players in their own, in their own rights. It's just only one of them actually plays for the Blizzard. Walford and Lee both pickups for this tournament. I would have expected them to go with their guys here to start this OT. C&L, Marcus just gave us a look. Number 66, Marcus. We got Charlie Mitchell and Colin Barrett. All 3 of them have been hot this game. It's a good starting lineup for CL. We got Nate Freed in net for C&L in white, Jeff Dale for Blizzard in blue. It's a face-off win for C&L, and Colin wisely gets the zone right away. Here's Mitchell, flips it into the corner for Marcus. He's going to run behind the net, chased by Johnson though. Johnson's fast, he doesn't give up, stays right with him. Thinks he had Colin behind there, but Marcus missed Barrett. Walford's going to win the ball, and Blizzard set up here. We got the clock not running, so we're going to get some bonus 3-on-3 here unless they make an adjustment. It just started. Lee hits Walford's broom, but he can't control the pass, and Freed ends up hitting it away to the corner. Walford is probably going to want that one back. It's a great pass from Lee to spring a guy with a heck of a shot if he could have controlled the pass. Freed fights Turfa one-on-one with Johnson. Johnson's been out a while. Turfa fresh. That's a matchup to watch here. Turfa can keep his feet moving. He does. He's driving to the net. Mitchell with the ball. Letourneau now on for C&L. Jake Stein has come on the ice for Walford as a Blizzard's 3rd player. That ball goes to the corner where Letourneau bothers Lee, but Lee, calm under pressure, finds Stein in the corner, and he puts his head down, and he's going to dig for the bench here if he doesn't get this ball. But he's open in the middle. If Johnson can find him, that's going to be no call, just banging bodies, and now Lee finds the bench. Johnson finds the bench. Tebow and Austin Magnuson coming on for Blizzard. We've got Letourneau, Turfa, and Yard Bryn for C&L. Letourneau coming off. Who's coming on for C&L is Norm. And here's where Nate Freed, so dangerous, can spring anybody on some of these breakout passes for a rush here with all this open ice. We'll see what Blizzard can do. Mitchell back out as Turfa goes to the bench. Nygaard hops up on the boards to avoid that Freed pass. Mitchell battling Austin in the corner. Huge weight mismatch. Austin somehow comes away with it. What a play from number 9 on Blizzard to just muscle the larger Charlie Mitchell off his back. Win the ball, and we've got Jake Stein on a beautiful pass from Tebow. Let's see if he's got it. Oh, I've seen Stein end the game with his forehand from there on a rush many times in overtime. Unable to do that for the Blizzard on this one. Great ball from Tebow. It's as good as it gets. Mitchell had a move. He had Tebow. That was a good idea from him. Just tapped it a little far on his broom, and they're going to reset. Stein, probably the fastest guy on either of these 2 teams here right now. Look for him to be very dangerous here in this 3-on-3 OT. We just saw that rush. Tebow looking for him again. It's going to be just a little far. Nate Freed never shy to hop out of his net to play the ball, and does it there. That was potentially too many men. I couldn't see. Magnuson fell down on his way to the bench. I don't know if it was because of contact with a C&L player or a Blizzard player, but one way or the other, there is no penalty. I think that's the right decision here. The refs don't want to impact the game on a nothing play like that. in a situation like this. Mitchell flings it towards the net dangerously, but it ends up being wide. I don't know if Jeff Dale was 100% ready for him to do that. A good idea there from Mitchell. Johnson with it in the corner. If he can get it past, he's got Tebow on a break. We've got 2-on-1 here, but they're both on the same side. Turfa, great back check. Tebow tries to find his opposite players, doesn't make it, and now Tebow's got to dig. A good pass from Freed, maybe stuck up in the air a little long, gave Tebow time to recover. A good shot there from number, well, it was an okay shot. I don't know if I love the decision as a commentator when there's no one at the net. I think that the chances of scoring on that are slim from that distance. Maybe could have played possession, but he got a lot on it. Just ended up in the chest of Jeff Dale. He's had a good game, really good game for the Blizzard between the pipes. He's had a couple big saves coming across the crease that's kept them in this game. Stein versus Barrett on the draw. Stein with the win. Lee controls behind the net. 1:30 left in this 3-on-3 OT. Stein cautiously brings it up, not full speed. Letourneau happy to let him just jog into the zone. Finds Magnuson, getting big OT minutes here from the man wearing the number 9 jersey that says Nerds on the back. Lee in the number 4 Team USA jersey over to Stein, wearing the A for the Blizzard here. Surveys, thinking about how he can get that backhand off against Letourneau, no doubt. Ends up passing to Magnuson, who finds Lee at the point. Lee off Barrett's foot, broom, something. But Jake Stein controls in the corner. 45 seconds left in this 3-on-3 overtime. Stein can shoot from there. Oh, he saw a window. He had it. He just muffed the shot slightly, but there was definitely room for Jake Stein to get that off. 18, the shot, good save from Freed. Less room on that one. That one was a little bit more, Freed had that corner pretty well covered on that one. A change from Blizzard, Magnuson off, Johnson on. Ben making a run. 20 seconds left in this period, 20 seconds. A 2-on-2 here for CNL. One more chance to win it before they go 4-on-4, no goalie. A poke from Johnson, great play. He's gonna flip, nope. 9 seconds, tries to get it up to Stein. Nothing happening there. Letourneau to Ben to Collin, takes the shot into the corner. 2-1, and we are headed to 4-on-4, no goalie overtime here. Doesn't get better than this. Free broom ball. Blizzard in blue, CNL in white. Back and forth game. Exciting overtime. And we're going to settle this one without the goaltenders on the ice. It looks like, let's let me zoom. We need a sideline reporter here, but Yarbrin holding his nose. It looks like he maybe caught a stick up high. That's big for CNL. He's the kind of guy that can certainly end it in 4-on-4, no goalie OT. He's one of the first people I'd want on the ice for the CNL team. So we'll see if he can get the bleeding to stop and get back on the ice before this game is over. That would be a big boost for CNL excavating. As is, though, they're going to start Charlie Mitchell, Sam Turfa, Norm, and number 20 in the Chiefs pants, going up against Jake Walford, Zach Lee, Jake Stein, and Zach Tebow for the Blizzard. Huge face-off here. Big win from Charlie Mitchell. That's how you want to start your 4-on-4 no goalie OT, with possession of the ball. Blizzard going to play a pretty aggressive man here, not giving CNL a free zone. Oh, miscommunication on the switch. That's a good cross there from CNL. Turfa lost his broom somehow, but they end up with possession and zone, and they're going to back Blizzard down here and look for some shooting opportunities. Jeff Dale on the bench, taking off his helmet, putting his hat on. He's done for the night. It's a pass across just off the outside of the net. That's the one you can't let through if you're Blizzard. Mitchell to Norm. Blizzard gets lucky, though. Wins the ball and taking their time going the other direction. Tebow to Stein. Stein up to Walford. Are they going to give him the zone? They will. All right, Blizzard gets a chance to set up here. 4 dangerous shooters really on the ice for Blizzard. Any one of these guys could end the game. Walford taking a switch for Guy. dangerous shooter in his own right. Blizzard's got to get lower here. They're too high, is my opinion from the booth. Easy to say from where I am, but I want to compress CNL a little bit more here before they take their shot on net. CNL, though, one of the best in the business at being compressed. This is really how they like to play defense anyway, is Stein lets it rip. Such a hard shot there. Good block from CNL. Let's zoom in a little. Here's Tebow. Winds up, probably doesn't want to shoot from there, really. Just trying to draw him in. And Mitchell does come in, and he'll kick it back up to Stein. Here's Stein to Tebow. Tebow back to Stein. Lee kind of hanging out on this far side, Gee hanging out low. They find Gee beneath the goal line here. Turfa steps out, trying to pressure Tebow, take away that forehand shot. Tebow's scored a number of goals this tournament. Just a blast from the forehand. There's Gee, he scores! What a finish from Blizzard. Gee, Tebow, Stein, just kind of playing catch. And then Gee one times it from the dot, bounces off the CNL player who was trying to play goalie into the net. Blizzard win for the second year in a row. They are your Riverside Classic champions here. Thank you for joining us at Broomball Central Live. Another thriller. We'll be back, I assume, for the North American Championships in December here at the Augsburg I'm not going to try to pronounce that, Saugestad rink. Thank you, of course, to Dave St. Aubin and the All Elite Broomball crew, all the refs, for making this a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time.